Hey everybody, welcome back to Mortgage Ballers. My name is Rich Hanlin, and today I have Heather Martin. And also, if you don't recognize her, next to her is Jamie Newman. Yes, we're seeing Jamie again because Jamie is in the middle of everybody's life here at Xpert Home Lending. And you know what? She just seems to pop up everywhere. If you haven't been to UWM lately, guess what? She'll tap you on the shoulder. Jamie's at UWM. You go up to Utah, she taps on the shoulder. She's there. Jamie is everywhere, including all of your files in Arrive. Never forget that. Right on. I love giving her a hard time because she helps us out so much. So both of you, thank you so much for giving me some of your time today.
Thanks for having us.
Right on. But I'm going to be asking Heather a lot of questions. I want to know more about Heather because Jamie gets her day in the sun next week, but you can answer some questions too. But Heather, talk to me about this. How long have you been in this industry?
Probably about 3 years.
About 3 years. Cool. How long have you been with Xpert Home Lending?
Right here.
All right, right on. I appreciate that. Have you always been on the broker side, or have you also done the direct lender side?
No, broker only.
Why in the world would any sane person 3 years ago decide to get into this business when you have everything else in the world that you can do besides this, but yet you feel called into this wonderful industry that can be really, really tough sometimes, but you've been through the hardest times in the last 3 years. But talk to me about that. What got you into loans?
So I guess I had a loan officer that I asked a lot of questions to, and I think it got to the point where he's like, "You just need to learn it. Like, you just go take the test and then join my team," because I asked any and all questions, and so
Okay.
um, but I like the numbers side of it. I like piecing things together because, as we all know, no two loans are the same, so it's always like a puzzle.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, so you said something, and so I want to clarify for people. So you are a licensed loan officer, but mostly you use your stuff you like to process for people.
I do.
I just want to make sure people know that we do have licensed loan originators here at Xpert that can be used as loan processors. Not sure if you're looking for more business, but I hear people asking all the time. When it comes to your ability as a processor on that side, which means you can legally be paid, by the way. Okay, but is there any specific loans, or do you do kind of any loan that comes your way? Are you VA, FHA, conventional, or do you have specifics that you mostly cater to?
I do anything that's thrown my way.
Okay. No, that's good. I had a processor at my last company and I was doing a lot of loans, let's say 15 deals a month. And she literally, I do a lot of investors. So number one, she said, I'm not going to do your investors anymore because back then this was before DSCR. So you had to get all the paperwork. And I'm going, what? What do you mean you're picking and choosing? Oh, by the way, I don't do anything other than UWM. And I'm like, only half of my loans are UWM. So guess what? Bless her heart. And she was good. I finally said, I got to flip to somebody else because I need someone who can handle all of it. I can't have, going to different places. And it's not fair to just give somebody little bits and pieces, the hard ones,
Right.
supposedly. I mean, my customers sometimes have 100 houses. And, when you put all the rentals, the back end of that 1003 is like that thick. And I would do all the work. But just if you had to make one change to any of those properties, like you had to get all, it was crazy. So I've also processed. That's how I got into the industry, just so you know. I started as a processor a long time ago. Probably weren't born yet, 1991. Gosh, that ages me pretty quick. Whew, no wonder it's great. But I have a lot of respect for processors because I'll tell you what, I'll tell you the Michelle Malota story. She was a processor for a top loan originator at my last company, but she also had licenses so she could be paid directly. And very much like you, she came one day and said, you know what? I have a lot of people I know. Could I do some loans? And I'm like, yeah, you're totally legal. Just so you know, in the last 5 years, she has probably been a top LO in the United States of America for 4 of those 5 years. And I mean, you talk about, she really did know a lot of people. I mean, now she's telling me she's trying to retire, and I'm like, what? You ain't going to ever retire. We always say that. Jamie said that last week, and we dragged her back in.
Yeah, I retire. I'm not allowed to retire.
So talk to me. Do you work from your house? Do you work two things? Do you? I know some of the answers, but not everybody out here in podcast land knows. Do you work from your house? And if so, where are you located at?
I do work from home. I live in Washington State, but I'm currently visiting in Utah.
Okay, I was like, wait a minute, is Jamie in Washington State? Wait a minute.
No, we're in Jamie's office.
Yeah.
All right. And let's see here. So Washington State that's where you live, but you currently are visiting. And is it cold outside?
Yes, it's been snowing.
Yeah, we're at going to be at 85 degrees here in Georgia by the end of the day. So spring is officially here. Maybe, and you might be spring there, but you guys are a little bit behind us on that. And where did you say you're at right now? At your real estate office, Jamie?
Yeah, in Logan. So we're in Logan, Utah right now.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize Jamie is a licensed real estate agent. She is a licensed loan officer. If you haven't seen her Hounds Maiden, she takes people out and herself out to treat animals such as bears and also mountain lions. If you haven't seen that page, you ought to check it out. And she travels all over the place and helps a lot of people at Xpert. And Jamie was ahead or in charge of and ran our Arrive cleanup and still working on that. So some of you might know her from some of that ongoing training. Jamie, I can never say thank you enough for that because it's helped a lot to propel us where we needed to get to. Still working on it though. But
yeah,
it's been a big undertaking, I know.
I direct Heather.
Heather, I think you've been helping on that too, haven't you? Or have you? Yeah. Okay. I think I saw your name because Heather's been helping on that too. Heather just recently changed her name, and I was asking Jamie, like, hey, wait a minute, who's this new Heather? She goes, it's the same Heather, Rich. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
So that's why I do a lot of these things, because I need to know these things. I want to get to know the people that are behind. You know, I do emails with you guys. I do text messages all the time with people, and I can't always put a face with everybody. And you necessarily can't put it with me, but I really am human, and I do loans and real estate, and I do other things. But I had somebody the other day, literally, they said, Rich, I've been here 3 years, and I've never spoken to you one time. And I'm like, well, how sad is that? Not that you need to speak to me, but then again, you know, sad on my part that I haven't reached out or saw them at an event. But I think Jamie's getting ready to go to our Arizona event.
Mm-hmm.
Right on.
Can I tell you my favorite thing about Heather?
Only if it requires me to stop talking.
Okay. So my favorite thing about Heather, so she's been helping me on the back end with the Arrive files too a lot.
Yes, she has.
But she's very committed and dedicated when I have a deadline and a time crunch, like Q4 reports.
Mm-hmm.
Twice now, she has stayed up all night with me getting stuff done to meet a deadline. She did it on Sunday night, right? For the California one.
So is she part of our SOS team then, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
People don't know what that is, but so we have people that regularly help. And then when we get a last minute regulator that needs something, all of a sudden we got to move 500, 600, 6,000 files. We have some people that know what they're doing, and we go right to them very quickly. And yes, before that, Heather, just so you know, up until, I don't know, Jamie, when you started that, September, October last year, I did that. I stayed up till midnight. I worked through the weekends to do that. And I finally said, oh, hell no, I'm not doing that. And I said, I will get help. I wish I would have done that a year earlier because it would have been a lot easier on me. But I'm very thankful both of you guys just knocked it out of the park. We have moved mountains with that. And on top of that, we're now current in 2025 by teaching the loan officers, which, believe me, that helps a lot too. But thanks with that. All right. So if Jamie was done asking her questions.
I've got one more thing to say.
All
Heather
right.
also comes on every training meeting with me to be on the back end to answer questions and help me. Every single meeting that I do. She's there. She helps me.
Well,
she's so sweet.
Because you know your strengths. See, that's what I'm talking about. So I found Jamie. I said, Jamie, I'm not sure how much I can push or pull you, but you have these qualities and attributes that I could really use. And then I trust her enough to say, well, Rich, I know these attributes of these people because she knows what I'm looking for to get the job done. And she's built an incredible team on the back end of that. And it's just like, do what you need to do. I trust her. And that's what's incredible is once that earned trust is there, I don't need to micromanage. I just get out of the way and I pick the right people. Most of the time, I pick the right people. I won't pat myself on the back on that one. All right. So, Heather, we know you've been doing this about 3 years. We know that you're licensed. Or are you only licensed in one state?
I'm licensed in 6.
Whoa. What states are you licensed in?
Alabama, Illinois, Missouri, Oklahoma, Washington, Oregon.
Okay. I'm just going to ask because if you randomly picked a map and plugged all those states in, they are nowhere around each other. How did you pick those states to get licensed in?
That's a great question. So Illinois was more to help Jamie out because she gets leads from there, and obviously she has a full plate. And then Washington and Oregon, just because I'm over there now, and I was gonna try and go out and meet people locally and get leads that way.
Well, it sounds like you met one of our loan officers by the name of Yale Fowler, so it sounds like it's worked out pretty good.
Yes.
A lot of people don't know I've known Yale. I played baseball with him in college. He got drafted by the Los Angeles Dodgers. I got drafted by the Seattle Mariners, and he likes to talk about it. I don't because I was a starving college student. I became a starving minor league baseball player. So couldn't even I had to wear a belt just to hold my damn baseball pants on. Otherwise, just but no, I really enjoy Yale. He's been one of the most productive loan officers year in and year out. He can get business all over the place. He does a lot of California, San Diego loans, even from where he lives in Idaho. But he's licensed in Washington and a lot of different states. So he's an incredible teacher as well. He's helped a lot of loan officers become loan officers. But the fact that he trusts you says a lot because he don't just work with anybody. He's pretty picky. And you couldn't have a better loan officer feeding you deals because if you can make him happy, you can make any loan officer happy, believe me, because Yale keeps it pretty straight and he's very organized, say it that way. So right on, congratulations on that.
I'm like, he's been really awesome to work with, but now I feel the pressure now.
Well, no, it's taken him a lot of time. He's great at bringing loans in, but he's realized, hey, I don't want to process them anymore. And because he used to do everything himself. And so he just has a good format and he's had some good processors, but they've either left the company. They're also licensed and, it's just been tough the last couple of years for a lot of people. It's been slow, right? But things are definitely speeding up. We're seeing that over here. We just had record months, January, February, and March, and we're already off. We're only 3 days in, but so far it looks like this is going to be another record, which means, it's going to get real busy here real quick, which is
it's real busy, Rich.
More than what it already is.
Wow.
Yeah. So I like it.
Yeah, the last week, I feel like I've had 4 Mondays in a row of keeping
up. Yeah. Heather, talk to me a little bit about this. I know this is a little bit off script because I want to know more about you. But if you could go back knowing what you know now, and you could go back to yourself graduating high school, what kind of advice would you have for yourself, that younger self, knowing what you've accomplished, what's between your ears maturity-wise? Tell me a little bit about that. What kind of advice would you give a younger Heather?
Credit is important, I guess.
Okay, right on. I had somebody say that the other day.
I really didn't care about.
Yeah. I mean, the hard part with you is you don't look old. So it's like, hey, Rich, I just graduated 3 years ago. No, I'm kidding. I have some seasoned loan officers, been doing this 30 years. And so when I ask them that question, you get some really different answers. But it seems like a lot of people talk about, when I hear you say that, sometimes we're a little carefree at those first couple of years, but boy, it can sure weigh on us for a long time after that. And we don't really realize it in the moment. If I have the right Heather, I want to ask you this question. Heather, are you a mom?
I am.
All right. How many kids do you have?
I got a boatload of kids.
How many mouths do you have to feed at night?
I have 4 that live with me full time, but I have 2 others that live outside the house.
Okay, I want you guys to hear that. When I say that I have a heart for a lot of moms here, we have a lot of moms that work at Expert Home Lending, and whether you have one or whether you have six. By the way, my brother-in-law has six also. Um, you know, on top of it, you're in a job that's mostly commission, and it's not like you have these guarantees. And so I hear that work ethic that basically says I have no choice but to get up every morning and make it happen, right? You don't get a day off, I guess. Um, so my hat's off to you and congratulations. Anything Expert can do to come alongside you, you just let us know because I think it's changing. I think you're in the right place, and I hope that you are rewarded beyond belief because believe me, your kids are watching and they need to know it ain't easy what you're doing and the industry you picked. Can it be lucrative? Absolutely. You've almost made it through this. And the girl sitting next to you, Jamie, I told her that, in my opinion, based on what I've seen, the base that she has and how hard she works now, that she will be one of the top performing loan officers in the nation before she's done with it. I fully expect her to be $1 million earner within the next couple of years, and then she'll never go back. She will be the next Stephanie Gilbert of our company. I do believe that. So, or Catherine Barnett. They're both right up there. Sorry. Right, you just can't fail when you have that kind of work ethic. So the fact that the two you're hanging out and all the people that hang out with her always seem to mirror that work ethic because she don't hang out with people that don't have that kind of work ethic. Say it that way. Um, so I do like it. All right, someone trying to sneak in a phone call, and they are off. You cannot sneak in. Sorry about that. All right, let me bring one thing up here because I got to remember your age group. Some of these questions aren't going to be age appropriate, but yet they're still good questions. There we go.
He's gonna edit it. You can tell me how old you are. Oh. Do you get filler? Do you get filler?
No. I'm like, do I even know what that is?
I was gonna ask Rich if he got filler because, like, he doesn't have smile lines. Like, I look like a monkey over here.
See, I'm starting to get these lines.
Barely. Mine are like super pronounced.
Well, I think a lot of it is because when I was pregnant.
Did it?
I don't know what that did.
Yeah.
Maybe I lost that. You know, I use a lot of questions with people, you know, because I want people to understand. Do you speak any other languages or? Yeah. Just asking. I had some the other day that spoke 14 languages. I'm like, wow. We have a Rubik's Cube champion. We have singers. Audrey apparently sings. So.
You know something unique about Heather that she's probably not just offering up? She's one of the bravest people I know.
Oh my God.
As far as like when I met her, she was working on buying a house. Like, she lived in Utah. I poached her from the guy she used to work with, that loan officer she talked about earlier, I think. Probably is who I poached her from. They like kidnapped her. Like, dude, no. But anyways, she was in the process of buying a house, like, but she was like looking in like North Carolina, Louisiana, like just these random places. Like here she is, single mom, and she's like willing to just move to some random place and start over by herself, not knowing anybody. She's not even scared about it. She just does it. I'm like, she's the bravest person I know. She's kidding.
Or when you...
Yeah, she probably don't have time to be scared because she got too many people counting on her. Where's all your family from? Where are you originally from?
I have family here in Utah, and then but I grew up in Washington State, and that's what landed me back there.
Okay, and where in Washington did you move to?
Just outside Vancouver in a small little town called Battleground or Brush Prairie.
Okay, so I lived in Bellingham, Washington for a while, which is not that far from Vancouver. That's where the minor league baseball was at when I got drafted. The Mariners had Bellingham, and Everett was right there as you headed down. And it was kind of weird up there. Did you experience that? It seemed like it wouldn't get dark till like 11:30 at night sometimes. I don't know, because you're way up there or something?
No, I'm down by Portland, Oregon. So Vancouver, Washington.
But in the summer, it doesn't get dark until because at my cabin, it gets dark at about 10:30 p.m. in the summer. So you've got to be 11:30 p.m.
Probably.
Okay.
It's
Well, I
like,
apologize. For some reason, I thought Vancouver was right at the Canadian border right there. So I had it wrong. You're at the opposite end. You're at the rainy end. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
she is
it is. all day, every day.
Right on. Hey, tell me this. When you're not doing loans, now, again, you're going to say, Rich, I have kids. When you're not going 100 mile an hour with your kids and you're not doing loans, which is probably never, what's something somebody should know about? What kind of hobbies do you have? What kind of things do you like to do? Yeah, that's what I kind of figured.
Last night, Jamie and I had this conversation about how I don't have hobbies and I'm trying to take over her hobbies or join her in her hobbies of like
I only know of one hobby that she has. So that you're going to buy 12 dogs and an old pickup truck. Is that where this is going?
Well, yeah. So she I don't know. She read something this morning right before this thing, and she's like, "What kind of hobbies do you have?" Bugging Jamie about joining her in her hobbies.
Yeah. Jamie will keep you busy, that's for sure, and she'll. She might have to give you a bracelet that goes around your hand so that they can find you later in the mountains.
That's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna put a collar on her for real.
Have you been out with her to do that?
She has not been out with me yet, but I have literally had to do that to other people. I've brought people along, and they can't quite keep up because she's gonna have a baby on her back, and when my dog's too, I gotta go. So we were discussing this last night. So yeah, I'm gonna have to put a collar on her so that I can find her if I lose her.
All right, here's a question: who has the kids right now, or is there a baby sitting there next to you?
My son's girlfriend is in the other room.
Okay,
that's my youngest.
She has the baby, the literal baby.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I had to think about that for a minute. I'm like, I hit you up for this. I'm holding you off. There's probably a baby because I knew you just. How old's that baby? I know, just recent, right?
5 months.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. Obviously, I forget to say that sometimes. Life never stops, right? Isn't that the truth? People, you close your eyes and it just keeps going, and we have no choice but to keep growing and doing stuff, and that's kind of what I'm doing here. Like I told you guys, I'm getting out from behind the desk because it's that's not the best use of my time and my energy. I need to be talking to realtors. I've always led by example. I can't ask you guys to do anything that I myself am not doing or haven't done. And so when I put my cornrows and reggae wig on and I go shake a sign out on a busy corner for the weekend and have those phone calls go to my phone where I get some leads for refinances, people say, well, Rich, nobody does that. It's like, oh yeah, if you got a low budget, I'll do it all day. I have no problem doing that. I have no problem putting door knockers on. I have no problem putting my skates on and skating the streets and going. Once I see how everybody does it, I'm like, okay, well, how can I save money and get more? If it costs $5,000 to put out 20,000 door knockers and 10 of that is the labor, I'm like, cool, I'll put my skates on and I'll go do it. Now I can put out 40,000 door knockers, get twice as much business. And here's the funny part. People say, well, that's crazy, Rich. I'm like, yeah, but guess how many times I have to do that in a year? I only usually have to do 2 or 3 advertisements for the whole year because I get enough that it keeps me going. Then I get a lot of leads, and those leads turn into loans, and then those people refi, and then they know people, and I get a lot of referrals. So advertising to me is not every single month. Advertising to me, or how I get business, it usually comes in big pockets, and then I can work that for a while. Another way I get business, and if you don't have a real estate license, I'm just giving you these tidbits because you have kids to feed, and I want to make sure that they're eating. In California, I could never get loans when I would help my realtors because nobody wanted to talk to the loan officer. They walk in, are you a loan officer? Oh, I already got paying cash. And you're like, yeah, sure you are. So I got my real estate license, and I would call my realtors up and say, hey, can I do an open house for you this weekend? If anybody comes through, they're yours. I just want the loans. And people come in all day. If you're the realtor, man, they'll talk to you all day long about their financing and stuff like that. And I call that the backdoor way of getting business. Jamie, how many licenses are you up to now? All right.
Megan's in Utah.
Jamie has a team of people that she works with, and they're not just sitting in her local area. She has no fear of working with people. There's no boundaries, right? Electronically, let alone she'll get in her car and drive halfway across the United States at a whim of a moment. Karen, now working with you. Karen's out of Southern California, so um, there are no limitations anymore for distance. There are no more limitations for licensing, helping people, because obviously we have our referral program, can help people in 44 states. So when I hear how hard you guys are working, when I hear all that you do on a daily basis, Heather, and you still have time to do what you're doing and you're working till midnight, that tells me that you probably had to get your kids down and boom, you're still working. So I want to recognize that kind of effort. If people don't understand, that is somebody who is going the extra mile. And that is a trait that a lot of people don't have anymore. So I take my hat off. Take my hat off to you. Yes, I do have hair. I'm not bald. People think I wear hats because I'm bald. I'm not bald. I like hats. Atlanta Braves. I just like hats. Um, so if no one's told you that in a while, congratulations. You don't need my permission, but I'm really proud of you because I don't see that kind of effort hardly anymore. Do I run into it? And when I interview people and talk to them, I can tell right away if they have it or they don't. And if they don't, I'm not even willing to give them my energy because they won't get it. Um, Especially the older you get, if it's not there, this is probably not a good industry for you. You'll struggle to be successful. So congratulations on all that you're doing. Um, Jamie, talk to me. You know her better than me. What is something she's not telling us that we should all know about her?
Well, okay. So she thinks, okay, she is very good. Like, she doesn't realize it yet, but she is very good at bringing in leads too. Like, she's all
Okay,
over Facebook like, she's good at talking to people. Like, she
I believe that.
talks all day long, especially on Facebook. And she's bringing in, like, she's worried that, like, oh, they're not super great leads. Like, yeah, they might take some work, but that doesn't mean they're not good leads. And they're, like, those are the kind of people that when we help them, they're going to be loyal forever and send us all their friends. Like,
Okay. Now you said something. You said, so does she stalk Facebook and
she runs like a
interact with
Facebook group.
people?
She created a Facebook group, and then
Okay.
she joins all these like she's been branding herself, and
Uh-huh.
like in turn she helps brand me because she tags me and stuff, and she has like, what's my brand?
Jamie the Miracle Mortgage.
Jamie the Miracle Mortgage. She made that up for me, and she tags me in
Okay.
that and stuff. Like, so she's very good with the social media thing and like popping me out of my show, putting me on Facebook.
Right on. Congratulations. I like that. I didn't know
And
that.
it's
So
gonna pay off for her. Like I mean, it already started. Like, there was like a week she's like, "Oh, I can't bring in a lead, can't bring in a lead."
okay,
But
does
she brought in
Christina kind of does that too.
she literally brought in 6 that week. I'm like, "What are you talking about? You're
Huh?
bringing us leads."
Hey, have you been out to UWM yet? I mean, that
I,
might be kind of hard for you. I'm thinking about that. Well, you
Wait,
can leave all the kids with
ever
Jamie.
come to the company one?
Yeah, well, any of
Either-
them.
Well, the company one's the best.
Well, I will have to ask UWM if they have people can bring their kids and have daycare, free daycare during that. Because I wonder how many people don't get to go there because there are a lot of stay-home moms or dads, for that matter, that I could get it. They wouldn't be able to do that, and they do just about anything else. I think they do have a daycare there. I think they have a doctor, a daycare, a post office, dry cleaner, restaurant. They have everything. It's a world inside of a world. It's just crazy.
Therapist,
Yes, massage therapist, they've got it all.
psychologist, therapy. You can go to therapy.
Have you taken advantage of all those since you've been out there?
Yeah, every time. No.
They haven't banned you yet from all the UWM time that you spend out there?
Maybe they have banned me, and that's why it's so hard to get in these days. Like, maybe it's only hard for me to just get in.
Oh, but I mean, I do take my hat off to you, Jamie, and
It's almost embarrassing. People recognize me, like people that
there's
I
a
don't.
lot of classes there, and Jamie kept taking Matt Ishbia up, saying, I'm going to use this slow time to better myself, and okay, Matt, I'm going to take you up. And yes, if you keep showing up at the same Marriott hotel, eventually they know you by heart and give you the same room. It's okay. I get it.
They know me at the rental car place. They know me at UWM. Like, people like that work at UWM recognize me sometimes, and I'm like,
Like, don't you work here? No, I don't work here. I just show up. I'm headed out here in 2 months to help with a group of realtors, but it's not like an actual XHL event. I just told them I would show up for that and help.
Is that in May or is that in April?
That's in June. It's a June one.
I'll be bear hunting. I'm going in May.
Yeah, a lot of people do go.
It's supposed to be.
No, she's going in May.
Oh, you are going to get there.
Signed up.
Good.
She's supposed to come with me in May.
No, it's a great experience. You get to meet all the underwriters and people that you talk to all the time, because if you're doing a lot of deals, eventually they get to know you because we have the same underwriters most of the time, stuff like that. Who's Yell's AE that you work with over at UWM? Is it Hayden or is it Vinny?
So his AE is Hayden and mine is Vinny. So usually I run to Vinny if I have questions.
Okay. No, I get it. So you're crossing the boundary lines there, which is totally fine. I have to talk to both of them all the time too. Hey, Heather, I'm avoiding the question. I don't want to know how old you are, but I'm going to ask you this. This is not the easiest industry. I get it. It is my hope that because you've been in the last 3 years, you missed the 20 and 21 run, basically, and you got in right after it started to change. You've been in this industry as it's going up in rate. It's leveled off at the end of last year, but this has been one of the toughest times for a lot of people. 400,000 plus licensees are now down to like 93,000 licensees. 28% of licensed loan real estate agents did a deal last year. But yet you're still making it through. So I just want to let you know that it's a lot easier when the rates just kind of calm down a little bit, and it's not going to take much, but I hope you have nothing but the best next 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 years of a run, and it absolutely changes your life. How about one good year for every kid that you have? So at least 6 years. That way we have enough money to put all 6 of them through college and get them where you need them. But I got to take my hat off to you. In all my years, I think you are probably a mom that has the most kids. I think I knew 2 that had 5. And I know both of them worked their living asses off. And they were the providers for their family. They still are. One of the mentors I'm talking about, her name's Amanda Ross. The other one's Brandy Stevens. They both carry a huge amount of weight. And on top of it, now they have grandkids and, son-in-laws and daughter-in-laws and all of that. And they're still the matriarchs of those families. And I've seen them over the years where it's wearing on them, but they are so good at what they do now that they've changed not only their lives, but all those people that count on them have all had a leg up in life because she drew the line in the sand one day and said, you know what? I want more. I want more and I'm worth more. And if this person, that person that I'm seeing can do it, I know I can do it because I think I'm better than that. And it's okay to say that. It's okay to say, I think I could do a better job. And then you get someone like Jamie who comes alongside of you and it balances you out. Now you have a mentor at the same level on a daily basis. That's huge. So Jamie, great job, great find, great mentorship. I hope the 2 of you just keep doing what you're doing. And I'm hoping other people, when they know they need a loan officer, are you okay to do some more processing for other people if they need some help?
Yeah.
All right. I'll put all the states you're licensed in. You can also do states you're not licensed in, obviously. But I'll make sure I put that into the video so that people can have contact information. I'm seeing it every day where people are asking. Matter of fact, Drew Waterfall just lost his processor. We should reach out to him. He did 5 deals last month, but he's getting really busy and he's learned if he's not processing, he's prospecting. And he really liked closing 5 deals in 1 month last month. That was his biggest month ever. And that's out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. So
I'm actually friends with Drew.
What's that? You're friends with him?
We met at UWM.
Yeah, there you go. No, he's
Yeah.
yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. So these credible people looking for assistance, knowing that there's incredible people out there ready to assist. So we'll make sure we get the word out. And ladies, I appreciate your time today, taking a little bit of time. I know that I caught you off guard with this. Tell you what, I'll put it together. I'll edit it, let you take a look, and then if you give me the green light, then I'll post it. But Heather, I just want to say thank you very much for being here at Xpert. If there's anything I can do for you, let me know. And if it's within my power to do it, obviously I want your success. I know that you've got a lot going on behind you. Most people couldn't walk in your shoes for a day. So keep doing what you're doing. Well, congratulations, both of you. And I thank you so much for your time today.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rich.
All right. Like I say, when we close out an interview with incredible people, stay thirsty, my friends.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, you guys.
Bye.